Over the truth during the class trial.
That's right.
It would seem that way. Let's go. Okay. Whoa, Byakuya and Makoto showed up together. Where the heck have you two been? You just disappeared without a word. We were investigating, of course. How could you not figure that out by this point? Makoto's ranked high enough for you guys to go off together? Just the two of you?
Huh?
What, are you jealous?
Hey.
Or are you making up some kind of creepy fantasy for yourself?
What?
Stop talking and brace yourselves. He'll be here any minute. Any second. He could show up at any time. When I imagined what was about to happen, I immediately tensed up and prepared myself. But we stood there for 5 full minutes waiting for something weird to happen. And then 5 minutes became 10.
Why?
What's going on here? Why hasn't Monokuma shown up yet?
Could it be?
Maybe he died again? What should we do? Should we keep waiting, or... Or what?
What?
Jesus! Did I scare you?
Come on.
I demand an explanation. Why did you waste my time and make me wait like that? What? I made you wait? You've got it all backwards. You're the ones making me wait. Huh?
In other words...
I'm waiting for everyone to arrive. We can't start till everyone's here, now can we? What are you talking about? Everyone is here. We've all been waiting for you. Sorry, but you're wrong. I've been waiting 10 minutes now, so it's okay if I punish the one making us all wait, right? If we all agree it's a violation, I'll arrange a punishment right now. If it's me you're waiting for, I'm here. When we heard that voice, we all spun around to look.
Hey.
I'm here. No rule's been broken. Kyoko? Kyoko, you're still alive? Oh, that's a ghost. Stop talking. If you want to fight, do it at the class trial. You need to save some of the fun for later, right?
What?
But is it okay that there's no particular penalty for being late?
Is that right?
I made it here just fine. What school regulations did I violate? Am I wrong? You're so selfish, so spoiled. You're right, there's no penalty officially, but I'll bet you'll be sorry later.
Shing!
No, I'll make sure you're sorry later. Anyways, hustle your butts onto the elevator. I'll be just one step ahead of you. When Monokuma was gone, we all rushed up to Kyoko. Kyoko? So you really didn't die?
Indeed.
Of course I didn't die. Thank God. I'm so glad you're okay. Perhaps, but that's not necessarily a good thing for us. Huh? He's right, now we've got to deal with a ghost. I told you, stop talking.
Let's go.
Come on, let's just go. Whatever we need to discuss, we can do it during the trial. Without ever looking directly at Kyoko, Byakuya stepped into the elevator. Master, wait for me. Good call. Who knows what might have happened to us if we take too long.
But...
I'll be happy when this trial's all over. One after another, everyone piled onto the elevator. But I couldn't help myself. I had to talk to Kyoko before the trial started. Alright guys, let's go ahead and, well, we'll talk to Kyoko. Then after that, pick who you think killed the corpse outside that we don't know who it is. I'll record it. Listen, before we get started, I have to ask you. Where have you been this whole time? You used that key of yours to go somewhere, didn't you? So...
Correct.
I went to investigate the second floor of the dorms. The second floor?
That's right.
There aren't any monitors or cameras there, so I was able to avoid Monokuma completely. Of course, I also missed his announcement because of that.
Whew.
I had no idea a body had been discovered. Then when did you find out?
So...
Just now. I finished my search and came back down just in time to hear the class trial announcement. I took some time to go over the crime scene first. I can't go to a trial completely uninformed, can I? So that's why you were late.
However,
I'm sorry to have kept you waiting. But if you were on the second floor of the dorms, then that's what the key you found goes to?
wrong.
Actually, to be precise, not quite.
In other words,
I used Monokuma's secret tool, which can open any lock in the school. What? So that's how she kept getting into my room.
Just a second.
Hey, what are you two doing? Hurry up before we get in trouble with Monokuma.
Makoto.
We can go over all the details after we get through the trial, okay, Makoto? Right now, I just want to focus on surviving our current situation.
It would seem...
Because this is probably the single most crucial moment so far for me. Or her. That's a strange way to put it. The class trial is important for everyone, right? So why would she say it's a crucial moment for her?
Goodbye.
Well, if that's all. Seemingly unconcerned, Kyoko made her way to the elevator. I'm just overthinking what she said, right? Alright, guys. Being the last one left, I stepped onto the elevator. So here's... And the door slid shut. Here's everybody. Who killed the corpse? Let's see here, what guesses we got. Manimal's going with Hero. Tumor's going with Byakuya. Linky's going with Monokuma. Anyone else? Hey Xenic, welcome back. I guess Eclipse didn't put in a guess before she left. Makoto. Alright, fine, why not? It might be Makoto, actually, because Makoto blacked out. So... Makoto... Scenic... Alright, I am gonna guess... Let's see here... There's Yoshihiro. Kyoko. Oh, you already spoiled. Well then. Aoi. Toko. Yeah, Leon. Sakura. I'll say it was Genocide Jill. And I guess that's it. So let's do it. Oh, Mike's going for Toko. I didn't see Mike guess. Alright. Toko / Genocide Jill. Alright, let's go do this. Honestly, I kind of doubt it. Like, I don't think there's a good guess in this no matter what. I'm just taking Toko as a shot in the dark. Yeah. This time the clunking was loud enough to hurt my ears, and the dread began to consume me once again. I can't imagine ever getting used to the mental pressure that comes with preparing for an execution. In that dusky dark, nobody said a word. We just stood there, silent and still. I remember how many people used to be on this elevator. Now it's only a couple. After an immeasurable period of time, the doors opened without warning. A dazzling light penetrated every depth of my eyes. But it wasn't the illuminating light of hope. Thanks for the bits, Tumor. Trial hype. You the man, Tumor. It was the blinding light of despair.
I can't wait! I can't
I've been waiting for this. I feel like it's been forever since we got together like this. The time for pointless jokes and jabs has passed.
Thrills! Chills!
Let's get on with the show. And so the curtain opened for the 5th time. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly class trial. Okay, so my skills. Cool and composed. Steadies your aim a little. Non-stop debate and Hangman's Gambit. Robojock algorithm increases the speed of memorizing a statement. Oh, that's all I got? Alright, we'll do this one. Okay, so let's go over the truth bullets one more time. We got 18 of them. Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim has been stabbed a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. They had also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered up with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. Yeah, no worries, Eclipse. The explosion has burnt the upper half of the body beyond recognition. The upper half of the body remained on fire and had to be extinguished. Because of this, the upper half was soaking wet when while the bottom half remained dry. The body was wearing notably long fake nails. The body had a tattoo of a dog on the back of the right hand. There were bits of charred debris near the body. It should be noted that the bomb, which had been removed from Monokuma in the gym, had disappeared. It's hard to imagine these two events are unrelated. The sprinklers are programmed to come on every morning at 7:30, and this time is impossible to change. As such, it can be assumed that the body had been in the garden before 7:30. It would have gotten wet. 7 a.m. Makoto wakes up to morning announcement. 7:30, Makoto and Aoi arrive at the dining hall. 7:30 to 9, Makoto meets the others in the gym, and together they head to the headmaster's room. 9, Toko is told to find a pickaxe in the Guardian where she discovers the body. I think it's the 16th student tumor, but we'll see. The knife found near the body was the same knife that was used to stab it before the explosion. It's also the same knife that Toko had given to Makoto for safekeeping. And the knife... Oh crap, Stans, you subscribed? Hey Stans, thank you so much, dude. Cheers. Oh my god, Stans subscribed to me. Hype! Never would have guessed that. Eclipse of the Moon. Guessed what? If my name is mentioned. Staunch, if you're here, thanks so much, dude. You the man, you the man. Glad to have you as a friend. Glad I played Darkest Dungeon to become your friend, so. And now you got that emote. Enjoy, bro. It is also the same knife that... Although I feel bad, though, because don't you always have money problems? Like, I never expected you to sub. I was gonna be cool with that. Oh well. I guess I'm cheap entertainment, right? So that's how it goes. It is also the same knife that Toko had given Makoto for safekeeping, and the knife the masked assailant was holding when they attacked Makoto. Do you want a breakdown? I guess this kind of gives you a breakdown, Staunch, if you want, like... If you want to know what's happened since you were watching yesterday, just let me know. Tarp. The tarp was hidden among the other tools and the items in the tool shed. I thought you were subbing to Toko. Well, now I feel bad for saying that she killed him. One side was wet and filthy with mud and grime. The other side was completely clean and dry. Yeah, that is weird because... What was the tarp used for if blood... Blood was on the body, but blood wasn't on the ground, but there's no blood on the tarp. So that's odd. Chicken coop. The number of chickens in the chicken coop had decreased from 5 to 4. Yoshihiro claims there were, without a doubt, 5 chickens. You think the blood came from the chicken? The blood came from the chicken. Maybe it's a fake body. Because I did have a mask on, so... I don't know, we'll see. Byakuya stated that there was no corpse in the garden just after 9 time last night, so it can be assumed the murder must have taken place sometime after that. Byakuya also said that he, Yasuhiro, Toko, and Aoi were in the gym the entire night and none of them were alone at any point. The corpse had a mask covering its head and a white jacket covering its body. A knife had been thrust into the abdomen, and there were blood stains around the wound. The body had stopped bleeding, but the blood was still wet. That's weird. I think it has something to do with the chicken then, right? There was no blood on the ground around the body. I think the blood came from the chicken. And that's a fake body, which means maybe Makuro's still fucking active and she faked her death somehow. I don't know, whatever. I'm surprised that we didn't even fucking see this lady, though, like, the entire time we've been here. Like, no one's seen her, at least no one's admitted to it. Makuro Ikusabe female, known as the Ultimate Soldier. She became been obsessed, I guess that's a typo, with the military from a young age. She disappeared while on vacation in Europe and reappeared in Japan 3 years later. Apparently, every member of Fenrir gets a tattoo somewhere on their body to represent their membership to the group. So what if she had the body of one of the other Fenrir members? Maybe that's it. You think that's possible? And could the body have been one of the other students in the school? Like, okay, if we assume it was female, it wasn't Chihiro. Never did see what happened to Junko's corpse. She just got impaled by spears. Celeste was burned. Sakura, we could always see her hands, so it wasn't Sakura. Plus, it's too small to be Sakura. Toko's still alive, Aoi's still alive, Kyoko's still alive. Sayaka, she was stabbed through the stomach. Did we see her hands? I'm not sure if we saw her hands. I wonder if it could have been one of their corpses. Nah, but that makes no sense. Why would she be one? I don't know. Oh, that's true, yeah. She was truck smashed. Oh, I guess it could be Celeste then, huh? Wait, let me look and see if Celeste's hands were, like, open. Ah, we can't really see. She always wore that long dress. Oh, you remember she had, like, that big metal nail? So she did do the fake nail thing. But I don't think she'd wear pink fake nails. We could check the colors, let's see. Alright, where were we? Yeah, the fake nails. Oh, they're red. Yeah. Well, whatever. I guess it's an outside possibility. Alright, Byakuya's account. Yeah, we got that. Known as the Ultimate Soldier. Oh, we did this one. Apparently, the killing game began with 16 participants, all students, it is assumed. Makuro Ikusabe was the 16th student. Makuro also revealed that the reason Kyoko wears gloves is to hide something she doesn't want anyone to see. So maybe we're gonna have to make her take her gloves off. It's kind of starting to think maybe she's a member of that Fenrir group, the way that she operates. This wood block decoration was found in Kyoko's room. It looks like it's actually the key to one of the objects in the lockers in the dojo. A set of titanium arrows was found in a dojo locker. There appears to be 10 total. Yeah, good point. I always fucking forget about that. You never know with anime, man. Like, the most beautiful girl will turn out to be a guy, and like, the most manly looking dude will be a chick. And it's just like, why? Yeah, whatever. Aoi said that the body had a female outline before. I guess we could check the males too. We'll go back and do that in a second. Along with the arrows, there was also a wadded up ball of duct tape in the locker. The duct tape had traces of blood on it. Why would the duct tape have blood on it? And it was in Kyoko's locker. Did Kyoko alter the crime scene somehow, maybe? Or hide something? It is assumed related to the case, but no one can imagine how. Kyoko used Monokuma's secret tool, which grants access to any room in the school, to sneak into the second room of the dorm. The area seems to have no monitors or security cameras. Alright, let's see the men. Obviously, there's me. He's dead, and I think I remember seeing his hands. He's alive. Mondo is quite dead, there's no doubt about that. And he was liquefied, so it can't be his body. It could be Leon's body, but I highly doubt he was in like a military thing. Definitely not his body. He's still alive. Yeah, so. There you go. Alright guys, let's do it.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay, well, I'll leave the rest up to you.
Well then, let's discuss the specifics of the victim.
Yeah, that might be it too.
First, we need to clarify who exactly the unidentified victim is.
It's Kyoko. There's no other explanation.
Are you an idiot?
But Kyoko's standing right there.
No, that's a ghost!
Oh my god.
But she has legs and stuff.
Well, that's just because
Please shut him up. Where's that duct tape?
she's like the latest evolution in ghost technology.
There's a limit to how much ridiculousness I can tolerate.
Okay. So I just have to prove that the corpse isn't Kyoko, right?
Oh my god, I can't believe Hiro started us on this.
Then let's compare Kyoko's traits to the traits of the dead body.
You know, we still don't know Kyoko's ultimate. We know everyone else's ultimate, but not her.
Her traits?
One important trait Kyoko has that proves the body doesn't belong to her. Gloves.
I got it! I'm talking about her gloves. They'll give us some insight into the mystery. I'm sure of it.
In that case, I think it would be helpful if someone explained why she actually wears those gloves.
And would you happen to know the answer?
In fact, Monokuma told me. Apparently you have scars on your hands you don't want anyone to see.
Ultimate dick size.
Oh, you know, now that I think about it, the corpse wasn't wearing any gloves, right?
They probably just got burnt up in the explosion.
Oh my god. I started to like him a little bit.
I'm not convinced. The ghost is just trying to fool us all.
There's no way that corpse was Kyoko. But if I can't prove why, we're gonna be stuck here and the case won't move forward. So I don't have any choice but to. Do I have to debate? I better not have to debate. Oh, debate's fine. I don't want to do that solo argument thing. Tattoo on right hand, exploded body analysis, fake nails. Fake nails, yeah.
That Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Impossible.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion?
Well, yeah. She must have been wearing gloves.
Get wrecked.
No, that's wrong.
Please let this be the end of this.
No. There's no way the corpse was wearing gloves. Whoever it was, they were wearing fake nails, remember? I imagine trying to wear gloves over nails like that would have been a pretty big pain.
Ladies, can you confirm, please?
Besides, Kyoko wears gloves to hide her hands, right? It'd be pretty weird for someone who's self-conscious about their hands to wear fake nails, don't you think?
Jeez, man, you don't know women, huh? They're complicated like that.
If anyone doesn't know women, it's you.
Well, Kyoko, any thoughts?
These gloves were custom made to the size of my hands to make sure they don't interfere with my daily life.
Good job, Mike.
If I wore fake nails,
Michaela.
the gloves wouldn't fit properly.
Then that's that. The dead body doesn't belong to Kyoko.
Which should have been obvious since she's standing right here.
Okay, so then, who's the real victim? First, we need to figure that out.
That's the first thing I said. You're the one who's
Oh,
been
yeah,
dragging
yeah,
us
yeah.
around in circles.
Before I do this, let me give Staunch his bonus. I always give anyone who becomes a subscriber, they get a little bit of a bonus. There you go. I'll hook you up with everything after the stream, Staunch. I still gotta get you in the Discord and everything, but that's that for now. You can go mug the nurse a little bit if you want. Before anything, we have to identify the victim. Everything starts from there.
If Kyoko really is still alive, then who died?
There's gotta be some way to figure it out. I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition. And there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file.
Wow, Toko's actually being good.
If we can't identify the body...
Then there's nothing else we can do, right? If Kyoko really is still alive, then who died?
There's gotta be some way to figure it out. I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition. And there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file. Well, if we can't identify the body...
Shit. Totally hit the wrong thing.
No, it's wrong.
Whoever is paying Hero's tuition.
There was one clue left behind that we can use to identify the body.
McShill.
What? For real? If you're lying, you'll die a cruel and unusual death.
Cruel and unusual death. This I gotta see.
She's just being stupid. Ignore them, Makoto. Tell us what you're talking about.
The key to figuring out who it was is the tattoo on the back of her hand.
Oh yeah. The design's pretty strange, huh? Is this a dog?
Wow, oh, you called
Master
Fenrir a
must
dog.
have made her get it. To be like, you're my
Wow.
bitch.
Wow, wow. You're my bitch.
Seriously? You really did something that humiliating?
Is that why women get dog tattoos?
The identity of the victim is hidden within that tattoo.
That's hilarious.
Oh, really?
You can prove your tattoo and other information we have.
I got it! The Fenrir Mercenary Corps. That's the name of the military group Mukuro Ikusaba belonged to.
Okay, so...
To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad would get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body.
Butterflies got tattoos of white girls. Fenrir is... Oh my god, you have to do this thing. I hate this game. Whatever. A wolf. Alright. Where are you at?
I got it! Now I understand. Onisa! The representation of Fenrir is a wolf.
Fenrir, the Wolf of Ragnarok. It's from Norse mythology. A huge, world-ending wolf race. He's the child of the trickster god Loki, and a female giant.
Wait. Let me read that again. My ex always used to call me his bitch. Now I hate this person that died for putting that thought in my baby Toko's head. You're into Toko that much, huh, Cliffs? That's great. What's up, Cosmic Cat?
A wolf tattoo. And that means...
Alright, I missed something. Man, after all this time, we finally got a glimpse of the literary R-star. Wow, Toko nerds are shit, huh?
Exactly.
That makes Toko slightly hotter, that she knows Celtic,
which means that person
Celtic
must
lore.
have once belonged to Fenrir. So it must have been Mukuro.
What? Hold on. Isn't she the one that was behind this whole thing?
You sound surprised, but you're absolutely right. Yes, indeed. The trial this time is to solve the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba.
Oh well.
Are you saying the mastermind is dead? And now we have to have a coup-last trial?
No. It means we were wrong in thinking that Mukuro was the mastermind at all.
But I mean, being the ultimate despair seems like a pretty mastermindy title to me.
I'm afraid to ask, Staunch.
Maybe we shouldn't have been thinking of her as the ultimate despair in the first place.
Ultimate despair.
After all, looking at her profile, I didn't see anything that would fit such a description.
Huh?
All it said was that she was the ultimate soldier. If I remember correctly, that other information...
What's up, Epleb? How you doing, man?
Kyoko. That's what you told Makoto, right?
So that means
Kyoko got it wrong?
Who was she? Who was Mukuro Ikusaba? She's been gone this whole time, and when she finally turns up, she gets killed. Usually when there's a scene where an important character dies, it has a lot more detail.
So you're saying she wasn't an
Oh, nice, bro.
character?
Nice.
Which would mean she was the same as us. Just another participant.
Casual sinning.
then
Nice.
who's the real mastermind?
It must have been the Hope's Peak Academy headmaster after all.
No, the headmaster has nothing to do with it.
But how can we trust that? We already know your information about Mukuro was wrong.
My information was not wrong.
Okay. We're in the middle of a trial right now. Figuring out who killed Mukuro is first and foremost. Please limit all future prattle, chatter, and chit-chat as much as possible.
Fine. Uncovering the identity of the mastermind will have to wait. But remember this.
Here comes the threat.
No matter what happens, we will find out who you really are. I stake my family name on it.
Uh-oh.
I have officially decided to completely ignore all such attempts at provocation. Now then, just so nobody's confused, let me state this one more time for the record. The reason we're having a class trial is because a murder among the students has taken place. Hammer that point straight into your big ol' brains!
What you're saying is that both the victim and the culprit are part of the student body?
Then, one of us killed Mukuro?
Wait, no! There's a chance that there's some mystery 17th person who's been hiding all along!
The bear.
Nope. There are only 16 students in total that have been taking part in these events.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Then one of us killed Mukuro?
Monokuma's the oppressive killer.
Did it? Who's the killer this time?
Get a hold of yourself. We've already narrowed down the list of possible suspects.
Oh, great.
Huh?
I'm sure you realize who I'm talking about, right, Makoto? Who the evidence points to?
That would be me.
narrowed it down to Kyoko and me, right?
Why do you say that?
Allow me to explain. Just after nighttime last night, I went to the garden, so I can confirm that at that point, there was no dead body there. So, the murder must have taken place after I left the garden.
Oh.
However,
Blinky.
Hiro, Toko, Hina, and I were in the
What
gym
if
the entire time.
They killed them before the sprinklers went off, but they moved the body, and then they moved it back after the sprinklers.
The
Maybe
whole
that's what
time, we
happened.
were very careful not to
So they
go
could fuck up
anywhere
the
alone.
timeline.
We even went to the bathroom in pairs. All of which is to say, the four of us all have alibis. The only ones without alibis
Are me and Makoto. That's why you're able to narrow down the list of suspects.
exactly so.
And then maybe someone had the mask on, came to my room, and then they put the mask on the victim to make it look like that was the same person.
I have something I'd like to say regarding the whole alibi thing.
Hold on. Damn it, I can't let this stand.
Are you thinking of raising an objection?
Well, before that, I just want to try and get a better idea of what time the murder took place. Doing that might reveal some kind of clue.
Whatever you want. Somebody go ahead and help him out.
Nice drapes, bro.
Me and Byakuya can both confirm that the body wasn't in the garden at... Well, it was after nighttime for sure. I'd say it must have been around 10 o'clock.
You know what's funny, Staunch? Makoto might be the killer, because Makoto blacked out right around the time the body died. So I don't know.
So the murder must have happened after 10 p.m.
Then I guess we can say the time frame for the murder was between then and when we found the body?
He said 10 a.m. Why are you agreeing with the dumbest person
What
here?
time did we find the body?
Oh my god.
The one who saw the body first was Toko, right? And she went to go get the pickaxe.
Fuck. I think it was at 9.
I got it!
Yeah.
The body must have been discovered at 9 a.m., since that's when Toko went to get the pickaxe.
Now then, Toko, what time is it? Well, when we left the gym, it was just before 9 o'clock, so probably 9 on the dot now. Okay, go get the pickaxe and be back here by 9:01.
He's right. It had to be around then.
So we can be totally sure the murder happened sometime between 10 at night and 9 in the morning.
For me, I was already asleep before nighttime hit, so I don't have an alibi after 10 o'clock. But I'm sure I met up with everyone else before 9 this morning.
We ran into each other in the dining hall, right? That was around...
7:30.
Oh yeah! Right around 7:30. I remember checking right before I went in, so I'm totally sure
Nah,
about
dude.
it.
Which means from 10 p.m. to 7:30 a.m., you don't have an alibi.
I don't confuse this game with Dead by Daylight, because I'm terrible at Dead by Daylight, so... I'm okay at this. The murder happened between 10 p.m. 9 a.m., and I don't have an alibi from 10 p.m. till 7:30 a.m. Okay, looks like the game has begun. If I can't provide an alibi for that period, then I just have to prove the murder didn't happen during the time I don't have an alibi. Okay. To do that, I have to make clear when the body ended up in the garden. Let's do it. Sprinklers, I think.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
Ah, fuck. I did the wrong one.
Shoot!
Alright, I need to be more patient. Just let it play through.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night.
Welcome back, Lady Cupcake. Now, we just started the trial, so if you want like a, what would you call it? Is anyone able to fill Miss Lady Cupcake in on what's happened since yesterday? Because she was watching at the end yesterday. While I'm trying to focus on the trial.
And Makoto doesn't have an alibi.
Welcome back, by the way.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
That's more than enough time to commit murder, I should think. So Makoto, if you have any objections, now would be the time.
I've been in the garden the same time every morning. Okay.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock.
Oh, I fucking missed it. God damn it, that was it.
Yep. And Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Okay.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
No, because I did that last time.
That's more than enough time to commit murder, I should think. So Makoto, if you have any objections, now would be the time.
Alright, I know what to do now.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between...
Alright.
No, it's wrong. Actually, the murder couldn't have happened anywhere near 10 o'clock. It had to have taken place way later.
And what makes you say that?
Because of the sprinklers in the garden. The sprinklers are set to go off right at 7:30 every morning, right? So if the body had been in the garden before 7:30...
It still cracks me up you like Toko, dude.
It should have been completely soaked.
You and Eclipse.
Oh, hold on. I remember this part perfectly. The body was wet. Dripping wet, in fact.
Sorry, Toko, but you're wrong.
I'm wrong? How? Are you saying only the mouth down south was wet? How dare you spew such indecent words?
No, I'm saying that the body was wet, but not because of the sprinklers.
I see why you like her.
What do you mean? By denying the sprinkler, are you trying to deny
Deny
my
the entire existence.
Man, you're totally wacko.
Oh.
You really think it wasn't the sprinkler? You'd better tell us why!
Because I fucking put the body out with water. And she didn't even look at the corpse because she's scared of blood. And she faints. I don't know, do I have to fucking debate her? If we look at the body itself, it should make it clear. No, I hate this. This is like the thing I hate the most in this game. I hope they clean it up in the second one.
I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything! Hold on! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no!
What does I hate you have to do with it?
Hold on! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything!
Sheesh.
How can you say it wasn't the sprinkler?
This should prove it.
Ugh. Good. Yeah, Toko probably would.
Just remember what the body was like after the explosion.
She could
And
debate
you'll
herself.
See why it wasn't the sprinklers. The top half of the body was wet, yes, but the bottom half was completely dry. If the sprinklers got the body wet, shouldn't the whole body have been wet?
So they only got the top wet? The bottom was completely dry? What a brutal maniac! I'm so sick of her.
Let's just move on.
She'd be a master
The reason only
something.
the top half was wet was because
I hit it with a bucket. There's a hole
While the
in
body
the
was still on
bucket,
fire,
dear
I
mortal,
doused it with
dear
water.
mortal.
But only the part on fire, the top half.
Oh, then I guess the sprinklers really didn't do it.
Yeah.
So if the sprinklers didn't get the body wet, then the murder must have taken place
After 7:30.
sometime after the sprinklers turned on at 7:30 in the morning.
Which means she must have been killed sometime between then and when the body was discovered at 9.
But Makoto's alibi was only missing from 10 o'clock last night to 7:30 this morning, right?
So there's no way Makoto could have done it. I guess you had an alibi after all. Good for you.
In which case, the only one left without an alibi is Kyoko.
Kyoko's the only one without an alibi. Which would mean that Mukuro's killer is... No, I refuse to believe it. Kyoko murdered someone, that's...
I'd just like to say one thing. If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of this school will stay hidden forever. Which is why I can't let that happen.
So are you saying you're not the culprit?
Of course I'm not. I have no reason to kill anyone. This is a trap the mastermind has laid for us.
A trap?
We're this far into the game, and now you decide to blame me? Stop wasting time! Stop wasting energy! You really think your little trick is gonna work?
What's up, Bugs? Thanks for the host, man.
You.
You got it, boss! Shutting up now!
Anyway,
Just...
Kyoko, you actually did have a reason to kill her.
Huh? She did?
She thought Mukuro was the ultimate despair. In other words, the mastermind behind everything. So she killed her to try and put a stop to all this. Isn't that right, Kyoko? But you made one catastrophic mistake. Mukuro wasn't the mastermind at all. And as a result, we were forced into another trial, something I'm sure you weren't at all expecting.
So, that was her motive?
Alright, let me look at that again. Everything, so she killed her to try to put stuff. Okay.
If she had a motive and no alibi, well then, I think it's pretty clear Kyoko's gotta be the culprit.
I'm not the only one without an alibi. Makoto's explanation is still insufficient.
Wow, she's blaming me.
Huh?
The sprinklers didn't get the body wet, but that doesn't mean the murder happened when he said it did.
What are you...
Because you see, there is a way the body could have avoided getting wet.
Interesting. I'm listening.
All it would take is covering the body with a certain something to keep it from getting wet.
I got it! You're talking about the tarp, aren't you?
You catch on quick. You're right. All you'd have to do is cover the body with the tarp,
Yeah.
and that'd take care of the water. In fact, that's exactly what the killer did. The dirt pattern on the tarp can attest to that. Only one side of the tarp got dirty, because that's the side that got covered in water. The side that faced down over the body, meanwhile, kept perfectly clean.
Was the tarp,
This
big
proves
enough?
that the killer used the tarp to keep the body from getting soaked.
I guess it could be.
But why would they go to all that effort just to keep the body from getting wet?
Most likely so they could cloud the issue of when the murder actually took place. In other words, to create an excuse exactly like the one Makoto just gave us.
I like this girl. She goes for the throat. Why would Kyoko say that? Why would she want to make me look like the killer? No, No, I can't think about that right now. That tarp. If it was used the way Kyoko said, the tarp must have touched the body, right? Which means it didn't get bloody. But the body...
Wait. Something's not right.
And what might that be?
I can't worry about Kyoko's motivations. If I don't do something, everyone's gonna think I'm the killer. I have to refute what Kyoko said. Hold on. White jackets. Okay, it's that one.
The killer prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got that side wet.
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
It's because that side was protected from the water. Since it was facing down toward the body, of course it didn't get dirty.
No, that's wrong. Actually, one side being clean is pretty strange if you think about it. Because the blood wasn't dry before the body got blown up, right? Byakuya said it himself. Not to touch it, or you might get some on you. If you put a tarp on a body in that state, it absolutely would have gotten blood on it.
Well, maybe the culprit washed it, so nobody would know they'd used it.
If they had, they would have washed both sides. Just washing the one side wouldn't hide anything.
Oh, yeah, true.
More than that, what if the very blood we saw on the body was meant as a kind of camouflage?
Camouflage.
What if, after the killer used the tarp to avoid the sprinklers, they then covered the body in blood that didn't belong to the victim?
Yep, the chicken blood, Sue.
You mean someone else's blood? Where would they get something like that?
I know! They could have grabbed some of the blood packs from the nurse's office.
Finally,
That's
not a
what
bad
Ifumi
point.
did, right? When he pretended to be dead?
No, that's not what happened this time. The killer got the blood from right there in the garden.
I got it! Could it have been chicken blood?
What? Chicken blood?
When I checked the chicken coop before the murder, there were 5 chickens. But after the murder, there were only 4.
Rest in peace, little fella. He said rest in peace.
So you're saying someone killed a chicken and then covered the body with its blood? Man, that's messed up.
Killing a living thing just to do something like that is awful. They should have at least eaten it.
I wonder if the killer had to get the blood from the scene so they wouldn't be spotted walking around. Anyway, there's no denying that a chicken went missing, which provides a basis for my theory.
No comment.
Perhaps, but even so, there's one thing that still doesn't make sense. You said the culprit used the tarp to avoid the water and then covered the body in blood, right? But if that's the case, then the blood should have soaked into the ground around the body. But that's not what we saw. Only the victim's clothing had blood on it. The ground was completely clean.
I have to agree, that certainly is strange. Maybe they didn't apply the blood at the scene. Maybe they covered the coat in blood beforehand.
They covered it beforehand?
When you discovered the body, was it wearing the coat like you normally would?
I think so. Wait, no. The head was through the neck hole, but the arms weren't in the sleeves.
Then that settles it.
Sorry, I'm having a tough time keeping up. What settles what?
Here's what happened. The murder took place before the sprinklers went off. But the body didn't get wet because the killer covered it with the tarp. Then, later, at the same time the killer was gathering up the tarp, they pulled the coat over the body, the coat they'd already covered in blood. This series of cover-ups was meant to disguise the actual time the murder occurred. They wanted us to think the murder happened sometime after the sprinklers had gone off, at 7:30.
If that's actually what took place, it certainly becomes possible that the murder happened earlier.
But to pull all that off, wouldn't they have had to go back to the garden after the sprinklers turned off?
That actually wouldn't have been all that difficult.
Huh?
They already had the coat ready, so they just had to grab the tarp and pull the coat over the body. They'd be done in no time.
Maybe, but still.
Hina, after you met up with Makoto in the dining hall, did you two stay together from that point on?
Oh no. I headed off to the gym, and Makoto didn't show up till later.
Then he had plenty of time to spare, wouldn't you say?
That's not...
Don't bother saying it's not possible.
I must admit, Kyoko's reasoning is sound. Makoto's alibi is inadequate.
And the suspicion falls back on me again. But why? Why is Kyoko trying to entrap me? I don't understand. This guy's dead body. No. We get a truth bullet during the trial. That's
Well
fun.
then, it looks like we're back to square one. Makoto's alibi is no good, so once again, our suspects are him and Kyoko.
Alright, let me see the new truth bullet. The murder took place before the sprinklers turned on. The suspect covered the body with the tarp to prevent it from getting wet. Later, when they removed the tarp, the suspects placed the white jacket on the body. This jacket had previously been treated with blood to make it look like the corpse had been wearing it. But then why was the blood fresh?
For serious, man? Which one of them did it? Hey, why don't we let luck decide? Let's flip a coin. 50-50 odds.
Oh!
See? Pretty good idea, right?
No, not that. I just remembered something super serious.
Well, don't just stand there. Out with it.
You know that knife we found all black and burnt?
The one we found stuck in the body before it exploded, right? According to the Monokuma file, the knife went all the way through, from front to back. So, what about it?
I'm pretty sure I'd seen that knife somewhere before. That's what I thought when I first saw it. I just remembered.
Listen, more important. Now that we have the knife, what are we gonna do with it? We can't let Toko keep it for sure. We don't know what she might do. I don't want it anyways. So what to do? Why don't you hang on to it, Makoto? So she suggested it.
It's the knife
gave to Makoto?
She fucking set me up.
You
Or
don't
Toko
seem
set me up.
surprised. You must have noticed earlier.
Yeah,
Then why did you hide that fact?
it's not that I hid it. It's just...
I couldn't be sure of what actually happened last night. I thought maybe I really did kill her.
Suspicious! Very suspicious indeed. The knife we found stuck in the body came from Makoto. Now I'm totally convinced he did it. 12,000% convinced.
Considering everything up till now, I should be able to make it clear. I have to prove I didn't murder anyone. I'm not the killer. KFC.
The knife we found lodged in the dead body. It's the same one we gave to Makoto. It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before, then that seals it. Makoto did it.
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right? So there's no question. You took that knife of yours and killed her with it.
What a horrible man you are, Makoto.
This lady. The tarp was removed. Which means the knife was thrust through the coat into the body.
The knife we found...
Okay, let me look at this crap. Exploded body analysis. Upper half of the body remained on fire. Because of this, the upper half was soaking wet. Yeah, how would the body stay there if he put the knife through later? Bits of charred debris near the body. It should be noted that the bomb.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
I don't know which clue it is, honestly.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before, then that seals it. Makoto did it.
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what...
Exploded body analysis. Getting stabbed.
So there's no question. You took that knife of yours and killed her with it.
What a horrible man you are, Makoto.
After the tarp was removed. Oh, so it was fake blood.
The knife we found lodged in the dead body.
Okay, if the knife was found, did it stab through? I think this guy's dead body will be the clue. Let's see. Before the sprinklers turned on, the suspect covered the body with a tarp to prevent it from getting wet. Later, when they removed the tarp, the surface of blood. Previously treated with blood. Okay. I think it's that.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto. It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before, then that seals it. Makoto did it.
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right?
Got it.
No, that's wrong. Wait, hold on. The stab wound isn't what killed Mukuro. That should be clear from the description of the cover-up we just heard.
Lies! We never talked about what killed her!
No, don't you remember? The killer covered the dead body with the tarp, and then put the bloody coat on it, right? In other words, the victim never wore that blood-stained coat until after they were dead.
Okay, fine. So what?
Looks like we're having a debate.
When we discovered the body, the knife had been thrust through the coat along with the body. Meaning, if she wasn't stabbed until the coat was put on, and she was already dead at that point, obviously the stab wound isn't what killed her.
Maybe you stabbed her twice. Once to kill her and once to cover it up.
The victim was stabbed twice in the same spot? No, there's no way that's possible. Yeah, right, Leon's arguments. The exact condition of the body was written down for everyone to see. Was it this? Yeah. Shit, I don't know which one it is. Oh, this one. There we go.
I got it! The Monokuma file clearly states that there was only one stab wound.
Monokuma got it wrong in the last case, though.
Yeah, it sure did. Totally forgot about that.
He said it was only one stab wound when there was two, or bash wounds.
It was just another piece of camouflage set up by the true killer. They probably stabbed her to draw attention away from what actually killed her. Exploding the body afterward was probably meant to do the same thing. The explosion severely damaged the body, making it impossible to know what really killed her. It was all the killer's attempt to destroy all evidence of their crime.
So they wanted us to notice the stab wound and then detonated the body afterward. They meant for us to latch onto the knife as the cause of death, then destroy any evidence proving otherwise.
Toko's got that anime explosion dodging, bro.
Oh, hey, I have a question. It kinda goes back to the beginning, but what's the deal with that explosion anyway? Why'd the body just blow up all of a sudden like that?
If you bothered to put that lump of gray matter between your ears to use, you'd know the answer.
Well, if you're so smart, just tell me.
I'll tell you. I bet some unknown quantum particle caused an atomic level spontaneous combustion!
I might be dumb, but even I'm not dumb enough to believe that.
Go ahead, Makoto. Tell her or we won't make any headway on this.
Hero can't possibly be this stupid, right? Nah.
I got it! After the explosion, we found a tiny fragment of something on the ground near the body, right? That fragment reveals the cause of the explosion.
Huh? You know, I feel like I've seen something like it somewhere before.
That's only natural, because of course, we saw the same thing when we dismantled Monokuma. It's part of a bomb.
Oh! Then the explosion was because of the Monokuma bomb.
Anyway, the culprit's motive is becoming more and more obvious by the minute. They wanted the knife wound to look like the fatal injury so that we'd suspect Makoto. And the only one who would benefit from that is the only other possible suspect.
Get her.
You, Kyoko.
Get her.
Hold on a second, Byakuya.
What's the problem?
Well, I just feel like we need to think this through. We still don't know what actually killed the victim.
That's true. It's definitely bugging me. What really killed her?
Fine. I have no problem with that.
Hero's
Let's
making us
continue
dumber.
the debate. It won't change the facts of the case regardless.
We need to determine what ultimately killed the victim. I need to concentrate. And what better music to concentrate to than techno? What's up, Arnold? Uh-oh, it's one of these. Alright.
Then, shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure. I guess.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't because of the knife, right? And then there's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
Fuck. Took a guess, that didn't work. He doesn't even retort, right? Alright, let's try that again. I let it play all the way through this
Then
time.
shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure. I guess.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't because of the knife, right? And then there's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
Entire body. Those are probably just war wounds. Huh. Okay. I think I know what to do.
Then, shall we continue the debate?
It was the explosion then?
The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure. I guess.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't because of the knife, right?
I don't know. They might have just been drugged. I don't know.
And then there's only one other thing.
Or knocked out.
According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
Was there really evidence of that? I don't remember that. Is Hero just being a dumbass again? Struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds. I guess it was that. Shit. Okay.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
I lose.
Then, shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined.
Nice.
Mukuro died because of the blow to the back
What's
of
up,
the head
Butters?
she suffered.
What about the wounds all over the rest of her body? They didn't have anything to do with it?
The Monokuma file makes it clear that those weren't fresh wounds.
Oh yeah, good point. If they were old, I guess they don't really matter.
Okay, then we're safe in assuming the blow to the back of her head is
Wow.
what killed her.
Eclipse stopped herself from making a dirty joke. Wow.
What was the murder weapon?
Amazing.
The Monokuma file says she was hit with a blunt object, about as thick as a metal pipe.
Oh, I bet it was the pickaxe!
How is that even possible? If you hit someone with that, it'd cave their skull in completely.
It was a shovel?
Well, maybe they held it the other way and hit her with the handle.
As a lead pipe.
No way! The balance would be all off. You wouldn't be able to swing it with any kind of power. I wouldn't mind testing it on you if you want.
No thanks. I I bet you just hit me with the metal end and call it an accident.
Your fro would protect you, bro. That Rasta.
I'd love to scoop out that nasty brain of yours, throw it on the ground, and spit on it.
We're off track, guys.
I feel the same way. Looks like we're on the same page this time.
Seriously?
We want to figure out what killed her, right? It just so happens we already know.
We already know? I knew we could count on you, Master.
So what was it?
Go ahead and tell them, Makoto. Surely you've deduced the real murder weapon?
The back of the head. Fake nails. No. The chicken. The woodblock key. The fuck? I don't know. Shit. Something that looks like a blunt weapon about the size of a lead pipe. No. Key, titanium arrows. I don't think it's the arrows. You think it's the arrows? Alright.
I got it!
Yeah, you're right. Wow.
Mukuro was hit in the back of the head with something.
Oh, because they were titanium.
And that's what killed her.
Yeah. Good point.
And that something was the titanium arrow we found in the locker in the dojo.
I thought it'd be like a lead pipe.
An arrow. That's what the culprit attacked Mukuro with?
Indeed. There's no doubt about it.
Are you sure? That sounds kind of weird. Hey! How dare you backtalk, Master? You have no right! I'm not backtalking anything. I'm just saying what I think.
I don't blame Hina for doubting it because there's one more thing about that weapon. One more secret. The duct tape?
The titanium arrow. It was in the dojo locker, right? I have no doubt that was the murder weapon.
Are you sure?
You don't sound convinced. What's the problem?
Well, because in the Monokuma file, it said the weapon must have been about as thick as a metal pipe.
Oh, she wrapped a bunch of arrows
Seems like
together.
The arrow would just be too thin. Talking back to
Damn it.
Master.
Fuck, I missed.
You have no right!
She wrapped all the arrows together? Yeah.
The titanium arrow. It was in the dojo locker, right? I have no doubt that was the murder weapon.
Are you sure?
You don't sound convinced. What's the problem?
Well, because in the Monokuma file, it said the weapon must have been about as thick as a metal pipe, right? It seems like an arrow would just be...
No, that's wrong.
Alright.
You're right. Just the one arrow would have been too weak. That's why the killer used another weapon.
Another weapon?
Inside the dojo locker, we also found a balled-up wad of duct tape. The killer probably used this duct tape to bind multiple arrows together. Bundling them together using the duct tape would easily
yeah, that would
create
hurt.
a single weapon as thick as a pipe. And that's exactly what the killer did.
It's similar to Aesop's fable about the bundle of sticks.
Toko's well read.
One stick is weak, but put them together and they become strong. It's meant to teach cooperation.
Damn, that's harsh.
What?
How is it harsh? Are you even listening?
Anyway, that explains the murder weapon. As for who the culprit is that stashed the weapon in the dojo locker, it was you, Kyoko.
I've never been to the dojo.
Oh no, you absolutely have.
How can you say that with such confidence?
Because we have proof, of course. Don't we, Makoto? What's the matter? Surely you don't intend to protect a murderer. You know what will happen if you do, don't you? If you cover for the culprit, there's only one thing that can lead to
Togami.
the death of us all, remember?
Of course I remember.
Then show us. Show everyone the evidence that proves Kyoko went to the dojo.
Of course you have evidence. It's a fucking wood key.
I got it! The one thing that proves Kyoko was in the dojo is... right here. The key to the dojo locker.
And how does that prove anything?
Because I found it in your room.
It was in my room?
Don't bother trying to play dumb. That key is just the final piece of the puzzle. Your non-existent alibi, your clear motive, your attempts to frame Makoto for the crime. This all proves that you are the true culprit. You can't explain this away, so just give up.
Hold on a second.
Not this again. You really are dead set on defending her, aren't you?
No, it's not that I want to defend her. It's just... there's one more thing I need to ask her. Kyoko, I want you to tell me something. Last night, you were in my room, weren't you? Why? What were you doing there? That's what I need to know.
I was just protecting you.
What?
She was protecting me. Then does that mean she knew I was being attacked? And she came to my rescue? Could that be when? Which would mean that Kyoko, she killed someone for me?
That's enough. The time for idle chatter is over. A verdict is close at hand.
Wait. I'm warning you. Don't make this mistake. I'm not the killer.
I knew you were stubborn, but this is just getting ridiculous.
Really? But you should know better than anyone I didn't do it. Can you tell me I'm wrong?
I should know.
What? Byakuya should know better than anyone? What does that mean? Make your arguments. When the body was found.
Those words you just spoke. What do you mean?
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me!
There's proof that you aren't the culprit. Is that what you're saying?
You stated a theory earlier. You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo locker, and then left the locker key in my own room.
Locker key in her own room.
But could I really have done that?
Oh, that's true. No, but she could still get in her room, though.
Those words you just spoke.
I know what
What do you mean?
how to get through this, though.
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me!
There's proof that you aren't the culprit. Is that
Alright,
what
Mike,
you're
I'll see you
saying?
later.
You stated a theory earlier. You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo locker, and then left the locker key in my own room. Correct.
Locker key in her own room, correct. That's it. Ah, fuck. I got distracted. Yeah, give me a KFC snacker or whatever.
Shoot!
Okay, I think... I have to wait a little more.
Those words you just spoke. What do you mean?
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me!
There's proof that you aren't the culprit. Is that what you're saying?
You stated a theory earlier. You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo locker, and then left the locker key in my own room, correct? But could I...
The truth bullets the room comment. Alright, so I was supposed to change it out. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay.
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me!
There's proof that you aren't the culprit.
Proof that you aren't the culprit.
Is that what you're saying?
You stated a theory earlier. You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo locker, and then left the locker key in my own room, correct? But could I really have done that?
Those words you just spoke. What do you mean?
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer.
Locker keys in my room.
You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me!
There's proof that...
No, that's wrong!
Ooh.
If I'm right, Kyoko wouldn't have been able to get into her room.
Huh? Why not?
Because she had given her room key to Byakuya.
I see. So that's what you meant. And if I had the key to your room...
Then obviously I had no way of getting in. Without my room key, I couldn't have possibly put the locker key in there myself. Am I wrong?
Actually, yes.
Would appear not.
Then you're finally starting to understand.
No, that's not actually true. There was a clear contradiction. What Kyoko just told us is an obvious lie. But this just isn't like her. It's the Monokuma account to try to save herself with such a desperate lie. Does she really feel that threatened? Because she's the killer? Or is it something else? Was there some deeper meaning hidden in what Kyoko said earlier? If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of the school will stay hidden forever. Which is why I can't let that happen. This is a trap the mastermind has laid for us. The mastermind's trap. The mastermind is trying to trap Kyoko. But what if that's not really true? What can I do? What should I do? What should I? The mastermind's trap. The victim was Makuro, and Kyoko killed her. What does Kyoko really know? What am I supposed to do? Kyoko's lie. I'm the only one who knows it's a lie. I'm the only one who can expose it. But who can I trust? What am I supposed to do? The mastermind's trap. If you spend all your time trying to avoid danger, you'll never move forward. We know the danger, but if the risk means to solving the mystery, we have no choice. Am I wrong? What do I do? I have to decide right here and now whether or not to expose Kyoko's lie. We should pursue it, right? Run away.
There was a lie hidden within Kyoko's statement just now.
A lie?
Isn't that right, Kyoko?
You said it. The burden of proof is on you. So let's hear it. Where's this lie, then?
Kyoko's definitely lying, and it must be because there's some other deeper truth she wants to keep hidden. Make your arguments. Kyoko's account. Alright.
Because I'd given it to Byakuya. There's no doubt about that, right?
You are correct.
So I couldn't possibly have gotten into my room.
Yeah, she could've.
No. Kyoko could have gotten into her room. You said so yourself, didn't you, Kyoko?
Actually, to be precise, not quite. I use Monokuma's secret tool, which can open any lock in the school. What?
Monokuma's secret tool?
Kyoko stole it from the headmaster's room. It lets you get into any room in the school. Which means she could have used it to get into her own room.
Then I guess that's it.
You're giving up just like that? You admit to killing—
No, I'm simply recognizing that I lost.
What are you talking about?
Like I said, this was a trap, and I wasn't able to escape it. So I lost. That's all this means.
Then, are you saying you really didn't... Kyoko, you really aren't the killer?
Okay, time's up!
Huh?
I'm sorry to say, but your time is up! All done, all finished. The class trial is all over.
But that's ridiculous! Since when is there any...
It's because you were late, so the trial started late and time ran out. So then, it's time for voting time, okay? Everyone, please vote using the lever in front of you. But I guess we already know who the blackened is, don't we?
Maybe I should let it go after all. Shit, I wonder if I have to do this again. Good job, you got it right. Haha, brilliantly right. We got it right. Does that mean Kyoko really is the killer? But something strange is going on here. There's something wrong with this whole class trial. Kyoko.
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment.
Is everyone ready? Okay then.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
wonder if I should go back. Well, I regret to inform you guys, my last save wasn't since the beginning of the trial, so we'll have to go through all that again. But then if I let it go, don't we all die? And that's how the class trial of Makuro Ukusabe came to an end. I still had to wonder whether Kyoko was actually innocent or... Regardless, the truth was lost forever, even for me. I just stopped thinking about it. That was the end of Makuro's class trial. And in the end, it would prove to be our last class trial. Once that case was over, there was never a single murder at Hope's Peak ever again. We had attained peace in exchange for the lives of all others. That's like a fake ending. What the fuck? Hey, I got her pregnant. Look at that. Peace, but only inside the school. Wow, she had babies of all three of us? Wait, where did Toko go? Peace, but only for us. Why is Byakuya looking all like normal now? You see that shit? This was the only hope we ever had. Hope. 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 This is hope.
No! This isn't right!
No, this isn't right. Huh? Oh, it brought me back automatically. It's a good thing I didn't reload, huh?
Koto, why are you staring off into space? Don't you have a rebuttal for Kyoko's claim?
Her claim. Oh, that's right, I have to. Do I expose Kyoko's lie? Alright, we've seen this. Damn, we all got to bang Hina though, that's pretty good. Kinda gross though, but oh well. I guess when you're the only girl. What happened to Toko though? They never really explained, did they? She's not wrong, I have to think about this very carefully. What do I do? Run away. Can I save it? Let it go. What's up, Arnold? I've made my decision. I have to believe in Kyoko. There's no way she would kill somebody. There has to be some secret here. Something that has to do with the Mastermind's trap that Kyoko mentioned.
Well, does no one have a rebuttal? Have you decided to accept her assertion as fact?
Well, we had Toko, but I guess they didn't want to reproduce her genes because she was fucking batshit crazy in both forms, huh? Oh well. Have you decided to accept her assertion as fact?
I see. So you still refuse to accept it. I suppose we have to admit that Kyoko didn't put the locker key in her room. That it was someone else.
But who else could it have been?
I mean, Byakuya had a room key, right?
You! What are you trying to imply?
But of course I have an alibi. From nighttime on, I was with you guys the entire time. I couldn't possibly have killed anyone, or put the key in Kyoko's room.
Well, someone had to put the key in there.
There's only one other possibility I can think of. Someone could have had the key on them, then once they arrived at the scene, pretended to find it there.
Dude.
It had to be Makoto, right?
I don't see any other option.
Wait a second. You've got it all wrong. Let's think about it one more time. There's gotta be a hidden side to this case.
Huh? A hidden side?
First of all, there's something off about this entire trial. You all see it, don't you? Mukuro, who we didn't even know existed, suddenly shows up dead, and then we're thrown into a trial. And Kyoko even said, it's a trap the mastermind set for us. So that's why this has to be...
Okay, time's up!
Huh?
Time's up! Class trial's all over! Everyone can stop talking now!
What? Time's up?
What do you mean time's up? There's no time's up. Since when have we...
It's because you were late, so we had to push back the start time. So then, it's time for voting time, okay? Everyone, please vote using the lever in front of you!
Fuck it, I ain't voting.
Time?
I wonder if there's S ranks. I guess maybe if you get 100 on everything. Nice.
Now, who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
Hey, hold on!
What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
They're gonna vote me. Wow. Shit. Ran away? Maybe I should have ran away. What? You think I'm the killer? Sorry, man.
Sorry.
Sorry. It's all your fault. Everyone, you're wrong. You got it all wrong. I didn't do it.
Yes, indeed.
Good job, everyone. Good job.
Yep.
Yep, they got it right. No, I know that's not true. None of this makes any sense. The whole trial doesn't make any sense.
Hey!
It makes perfect sense.
Shing!
It's the same as always. It's just like any other class trial, and I'm gonna end it the same way.
Chills! Chills! Kills!
Time for your heart-pounding, positively thrilling punishment. Wait, why do I... Kyoko?
I don't expect you to forgive me. I know this is all my fault.
Kyoko?
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
You really gonna kill Makoto? I should've ran away. Fuck this.